Today we're going to be talking about the latest Travis Scott Jordan 1s, some pretty annoying Yeezy news, and of course a whole bunch more. I will start this video by saying that yes, I'm on vacation right now, so you're going to have to excuse the echo that you're probably hearing. I'm hoping it's not too bad. But with that being said, let's get into a quick release recap before we jump into that upcoming stuff, and this week has been pretty dead. Now I might be forgetting some of these sneakers, you'll have to let me know down in the comment section, but the only one that I could really think of, the big release that happened, was the Action Bronson New Balance 990 V6. Now these things were damn near impossible to get. Whenever it comes to a New Balance collaboration, I'm never able to get it, so let me know if you had any better luck than I did. So let's jump straight into this upcoming stuff. The first one I wanted to talk about was the Born and Raised Nike SB Dunk Low. So if you didn't already know, this pair of dunks was set to drop on July the 21st. However, on June the 28th, Spanto, the Born and Raised founder, unfortunately passed away. Now this was due to a car accident, and obviously my prayers go out to his family. Now of course, because of this, Nike decided to pull the release of this pair of Born and Raised. We didn't know whether they were going to drop or not. We now know that it is just postponed, it's not completely cancelled. It's taken down off of the Nike Sneakers app, and I would imagine they probably drop it at some point this year, but I think a good idea would be for Nike to go and speak to the family and see what they think is best. Now another pretty tragic side effect of all of this was that the resale price of this pair of dunks absolutely skyrocketed. Now thankfully StockX decided to pause the trading of this pair of shoes. I imagine the people who are selling this pair of shoes are the resellers who managed to backdoor or get them early somehow, and I imagine these resellers are selling this pair of shoes to people who actually really wanted to get their hands on it and are willing to spend like upwards of $1,000 for this pair of shoes. Either way, if we get any more updates, I will let you guys know. Alright, let's talk about this new Adidas Crazy Infinity, which I'm actually really liking the look of. Ever since I saw this picture right here, which I just think looks super futuristic and cool. So obviously this is like a modern version of the Adidas Crazy 1. Definitely looks a lot sleeker than the original, and obviously comes in what looks to be like some kind of rubber or foam material. It's a pair that we've seen leaked and rumored for a while now, but I believe it's going to be dropping relatively soon because we just got an update on this colorway over here. This article here says that this Pulse Olive colorway is going to be dropping this month here in July, specifically July the 26th. Now I'm not entirely sure if they're going to drop all of the different colorways or just this olive version. Either way, I'm definitely interested to take a look at these things because I think they're kind of cool. Right, another quick update on a release that's right around the corner. This pair right here, the Sean Wotherspoon Off-White Adidas Orchestro, Off-White being the color, not the collaboration. This is the second colorway and a much more toned down version of that crazy pink one that we got a couple months back, and these are going to be dropping right around the corner on July the 7th. So the raffle is already up on the Adidas Confirmed app. There might be a couple other raffles as well. This is a pretty crazy one and kind of out of nowhere. So take a look at this. CLOT to conclude Nike era to forge new partnership with Adidas. That's right, longtime collaborators CLOT and Nike are parting ways. The first CLOT and Nike collaboration was all the way back in 2006. So like I said, they've been teaming up for a while now. It'll be very interesting to see what they do with Adidas. I'd kind of be interested to find out why they're leaving Nike to go with Adidas. Now just before this collaboration ends, CLOT is actually planning to release one more pair of dunks. This one right here. So we've seen a lot from CLOT and Nike recently. We obviously just saw the Silk Nike Dunk Low to celebrate the 20th anniversary of CLOT. Then we also saw that Cork pair, which I believe released exclusively through CLOT's website. Well, now we're going to be getting a What the Dunk, which is actually a pretty good idea as the final collaboration between Nike and CLOT. Just slapping together a bunch of different designs from every single collaboration that they've done previously, or at least that's what's rumored. This is the only image that we have, but you can kind of just think about in your mind all of the CLOT and Nike collaborations. Just imagine a lot of them mashed together into one pair of dunks. The only thing that I'm hoping they don't do with this pair of dunks is that they add a transparent toe box. Please, just don't add that. Either way, we don't know exactly when these are going to release, but obviously CLOT already teased them, so I imagine relatively soon. Another little dunk update, the Supreme Ramel Z collaboration has been pushed back. So that's the two different colorways, or the two different models. We've got a Dunk Low and a Dunk High. Now both are Nike SBs, and they were originally supposed to drop this month, or at least that's what was rumored. Well, now they've been pushed back to fall/winter 2023. It's a collaboration that I'm really struggling to figure out how people feel about it. Like, are they hyped? Are they not hyped? I know that the Supreme hype in general has been declining pretty heavily. Now, I'm not the biggest Supreme fan by any means, but I do think, I mean, hey, listen, what are we talking about here? They're going to be damn near impossible to cop. They're going to sell out in seconds and probably resell for a ton of money. Either way, if we get any more updates on an exact release date, I'll let you guys know. Sticking with Supreme, an upcoming collaboration for 2024 has just been rumored. Apparently, Supreme is going to be working with the Nike SB Darwin Low. This is the original right here. According to the original leak, apparently there's going to be 4 different colorways of this model. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see to see what they look like. But yeah, 2024, we still got a while away, so let's keep it moving. Right, another 2024 release, and this one's a little bit more surprising. So Maniere is going to be collaborating with Jordan Brand on an Air Jordan 17 Low. Now, apparently this is going to consist of 2 different colorways, so we're getting a whole collection over here. So after they're done dropping the 5s, which are supposed to drop this fall winter season, they're going to be doing these for spring summer 24. Now, this is just a speculated mock-up of what this pair of shoes or one of these shoes are going to look like. It says here the new venture comprises 2 distinctive colorways said to embody beach and cabin theme and is inspired by the Tranquil Folly Beach in South Carolina. This one I actually thought looked pretty sick. So this is another Golf Jordan 1 collaboration with Eastside Golf on an Air Jordan 1 high. So I believe we recently got a pair of lows if I'm not mistaken, but this one definitely changes it up. You've got a really nice colorway to start off with, this deep pine green with the black leather all over it. Got change on the side. You've got a different Nike swoosh with some kind of effect to it. Gold Air Jordan Wings logo. I'm actually really liking this colorway. I think this is a cool collaboration, and we're really seeing Jordan Brand put a lot of collaborations into their golf sector. Either way, we actually have a release date for this pair of shoes. September the 8th this year is when they're supposed to drop. All right, let me give you guys a quick little update on Drake's upcoming sneakers. So this one right here was supposed to drop in June, but as we know in a recent story we covered last week, Nike got robbed. The LAPD actually found and recovered all of these shoes that were stolen from Nike, and we saw in some of the videos the SKU for this specific pair of shoes. So Nike has delayed the release of these till July the 29th, which I imagine they can kind of get all of their pairs back from the LAPD and then put them on the Nike sneakers app. We've got 2 other colorways which are also supposed to drop in July, stuff that we've kind of seen before. So this is them here. We've got an all over white pair and then an all over red pair. Every time I see these shoes, I look at that midsole and you could just see this huge reflective thing, which kind of reminds me of those mirrors that you have on the side of the road. Either way, I don't have a specific release date in June for these 2 other colorways. All right, next up we got a pair of Dunks which I've seen a lot of people try to hype up for some reason. The Nike Dunk Low Red Panda. I feel like people assume because this pair of shoes has some kind of panda connotation, they'll think that it's gonna catch some kind of hype from the original pandas. But the original pandas were hyped because of the colorway, because literally anybody can wear them and look pretty good. But on the other hand, this pair of shoes is definitely not in that same category, even if it does have the name Panda. And in terms of materials and even to some degree the look, I think these are really, really cool. But you've got some really dope materials on here, like that super nappy suede which covers the upper or the base material. They are really cool, especially when you see a picture of a red panda. In fact, let me just show you guys real quick. So yeah, a red panda, this is what those Nike Dunks are inspired by, and I actually think it's pretty accurate. But we just got our first looks at the upcoming Air Jordan 3 Fear, which is going to be dropping this holiday season. So take a look at it over here, pretty much identical to the original Fears if I'm not mistaken. So you can see here, really interesting materials, a solid colorway. Jordan Brand is definitely going hard with the Jordan 3, and they're dropping some banger colorways this year. So if you were looking to add some 3s to your rotation, this year in 2023, Jordan Brand is dropping some of the best colorways. Either way, with this first look, we didn't get any specific release date, so it's just going to be holiday 2023. If we get any more information, I'll let you guys know. All right, let's talk about Travis Scott. We've got one kind of update and then something that I wanted to kind of discuss with you guys. So first one, let's talk about the update, and that is that Travis Scott's official website has been updated with the Utopia logo. All we know is that he's definitely dropping the Utopia album very, very soon, and I'm sure there's going to be accompanied by some merch, potentially some sneakers. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, we've seen him wearing them around for a while now. They kind of look like the Jordan 1 Low Olive, but they are supposed to be like his signature sneaker. Now, we've also got some updates on this golf shoe. We've been seeing more and more images of this. Now, something that I thought was pretty funny, for the longest time, everybody was basically saying that Travis Scott and Jordan Brand are no longer going to be working on the Jordan 1 model. They said that the Olives was the last pair that they were going to drop. However, I've seen so many people kind of call that out and be like, well, look at this pair. These are going to be dropping in the holiday season this year. So where did people get this information that Jordan Brand and Travis Scott were not going to be dropping any 1s anymore? This is a pair of Jordan 1s. So the question I have to you guys is, does this count? Is this another pair of Jordan 1s, or do we give all of those leaks and rumors an excuse because it's technically a golf version? Let me know down in the comment section. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is all of the patches that you have on it. This kind of, I don't know, it's like a very light green color. And again, another side note, yes, people who are not playing golf are definitely going to be trying to get these things, and I'm sure they're going to be rocking them around. I mean, to be fair, Jordan 1 Low golf shoes are probably one of the only golf shoes that you can actually rock normally, because all it is just kind of a rubber outsole with a slightly exaggerated traction pattern. If these release, well, then the whole rumor must be capped, and they could potentially drop more 1s after this. this, who knows? Right, a pair of shoes that we spoke about last week and I kind of said, well, they were like, meh, well, I'm actually kind of liking them a little bit now. It's the Nike Air Huarache Runner. It's basically a newer version of the Huarache sneaker. Either way, when I saw this colorway, I was kind of like, you know what? These are actually pretty clean. Now, I will say, when I saw the Instagram post of this pair of shoes, I think Sneaker News posted it, all I could see was comments of people saying Yeezy 700. These look exactly like the Yeezy 700. This pair has some updated suedes and leathers, which I think look really, really nice. I think they're gonna be super comfortable. Whenever these do release, which is supposed to be at some point here in July, I'm probably gonna try and grab a pair. All right, we got a brand new upcoming Nike Dunk collaboration, which looks pretty clean. The TIGHTBOOTH Nike SB Dunk Low releases this holiday season. As you can see here, this is a mock-up picture, but I'll show you the actual picture over here. It's very, very similar to the mock-up. The white leather overlays are really interesting because they have like, I don't even know what you call it. You see like a metal sheet and it has this print in there with like 4 lines. I don't know, whatever you guys call that, it has that print on this white Nike leather. The colorway is basically reverse panda for lack of better terminology. So far, I think these are pretty cool. Again, release date holiday 2023. As soon as we get any more information, I'll let you guys know. This one's pretty interesting. The Cactus Plant Flea Market Nike Air Flea 2 is going to be releasing this holiday season. We've actually got 2 different colorways, 2 new ones that are going to be dropping this year. First one is a black colorway and the second one is a faded spruce. Now this collaboration, I actually kind of had to remind myself of it because I kind of forgot what it looks like. We had 2 different versions of the original Nike Air Flea, one that released and one that didn't release. So the first one was this one here that didn't release. And then of course, as we know, we had the Grinch version, which did release. It's called the Overgrown. They might pull the same thing where they drop one colorway and then they just kind of have the other one as a friends and family or something like that. Either way, these 2 new colorways, we have no idea what they're going to look like in terms of design. If they're going to be anything like the originals, then they're probably going to be insane. I mean, as far as like a collaboration version of the Nike Dunk, what CPFM did to those things is definitely the most different that we've seen. So I always welcome that, considering we have so many Dunks. It'd be kind of cool to see what kind of craziness that they can come up with this next one. All right, so here's the annoying Yeezy news. So take a look at this. Apparently the Yeezy 950 boot is not going to be dropping. Man, this is a pair that was rumored, I believe, back in 2022, way before the whole Yeezy and Adidas thing kind of ended. And when Adidas announced that they were going to be dropping Yeezys again, I was like, let's go. We're actually going to be getting those Yeezy 950s. However, apparently it's not happening. So I don't know what went down, whether Adidas just never produced this pair of shoes. We all know that they have a lot of other Yeezys that they most likely need to drop. We're gonna have to wait and see. As soon as we get any more information on the whole Yeezy thing, I'll let you guys know. It's annoying because like out of all of the upcoming Yeezys, this was probably one of my most anticipated. It's a pair that I really, really wanted to get. All right, final story. I had to end it off with this absolutely ridiculous story. What you're looking at is a Mischief microscopic bag, and guess what? It sold at auction for $63,000. This was at Pharrell's Jupiter auction, and literally you can see this person's finger, and that is the bag on there. Take a look at it over here. Yeah, it's got kind of the LV print all over it. I'm not even entirely sure what it's made out of. Maybe it's from a 3D printer. I'm just so surprised somebody actually bought this thing, and I guarantee they're gonna lose this. You have to keep this in a case or something, otherwise it's gone. But guys, that wraps it up for this week's news. We do this every single week, no matter where I am in the world, so subscribe if you want to stay updated on all the latest sneakers. And also, if you want to get ready for this month's top 10 most hyped sneaker releases, that video's over there.